and he is pumped to make his Brewers debut here today. He's pitched well in this ballpark in his prior 2 occasions this year, and he has faced Don Kelly's Pirates twice this year already as well. This will be his 3rd start against Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at that Don Kelly batting order today, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Jake Mangum will lead off, switch hitting center fielder, and then Brandon Lau. Brian Reynolds will hit 3rd. He's in left field. In the middle, it's the red-hot Indy Rodriguez, Spencer Horwitz, and Nick Gonzalez. Ronnie Simon switch hitting right fielder with Jacob Gonzalez and Henry Davis making up the starting 9 for the Buccos. Coming here 2 games under 500. And Vinny, there are the season numbers as a member of the Cardinals for Dustin May.
Yeah, who is the newcomer, Dustin May? He's a long-levered, loose mover. He's got a great arm with the ability to manipulate the baseball. And it's high-end stuff. When he's executing to areas in the zone, he can be unhittable. And the Brewers have seen that firsthand as an opponent, even this year. Let's take a look at that defense behind Dustin May, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Jackson Churio in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, Luis Lara in right field. David Hamilton gets a start at 3rd, Cooper Pratt at short, Bryce Terang, the Platinum Glover, at 2nd, Andrew Vaughn at 1st, with Jake Bauers still out and Gary Sanchez behind the plate.
Sean Barber will call the balls and strikes this afternoon. John Lipka's over at 1st. The crew chief is at 2nd base today. That's James Hoy. And then DJ Rayburn, who had the plate last night, in the lap of leisure over there at 3rd base today. And we are just about set for baseball. Final game of the series. Brewers and Pirates. And the 4th game of this series. And today's first pitch is presented by Aurora Healthcare. Dustin May ready to make his Brewers debut. And the first one on the way. And away we go. It's ball 1. May is finally healthy, and that has not been the case over the last number of years for Dustin May. Came up as an untouchable prospect with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And really, Vinny, there were 3 years where he didn't pitch much at all. He was shut down with Tommy John surgery, had to go back into that elbow. So the first one was 2021, had to go back into that elbow in 2023 to repair the original surgery. But he's come back, and he says he's never been healthier than he is right now, which is a good sign for the Brewers.
Right, obviously, yeah, and he's pitched the most innings, or he will surpass the most innings that he has thrown in his career. 109 innings, 132 in a third last year, and the Dodgers finally did cut him loose at last year's trade deadline, traded him over to the Boston Red Sox, and now traded again this year from the Cardinals.
Cardinals signed him to a free agent deal. It was a 1-year deal with mutual options for both the Cardinals and the player, Dustin May, and that still exists. But of course, when you have a mutual option, you're essentially a free agent at the end of the year. So these are important days for Dustin May. That's why the Brewers were confident making this acquisition. He wants a long-term deal as a starting pitcher to prove he's healthy. No better way to do that than to deliver in a pennant race and in the postseason, and he knows that as well as anyone.
And some speculated that Dustin May, and kind of opined that Dustin May was the 2nd best arm on the trading block.
3-2 the count, and laces one into the net. Jake Mangum, long at bat here to start the game. Mangum getting most of the work in center field at this point. O'Neill Cruz on the injured list still for the Pirates. They've got some pretty important players on the IL right now as Mangum draws the walk. Close pitch. And the Pirates have a base runner to start this game.
And let's check out today's Miller Time game plan. Plain and simple, it's May Day. Let's see what the Brewers are going to get from the newly acquired Dustin May. They gave up a lot to get him. A couple of top-ranked prospects, Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale. Let's see if the Brewers can get a win out of Dustin May.
Here's Brandon Lau. Do we govern ourselves on how often we can use the phrase May Day at this point?
Yeah, I think we can let it fly today.
Let it fly today,
yeah.
and then that'll be it.
Yeah, that's it.
That goes for you too in the graphics department. Lau takes a strike. There's a cutter, and it's got some hair on it too. He throws that pitch in the low to mid 90s. That one rolled in at 94. It's a big pitch for him.
Especially to left-handed hitters, he'll run it in on their hands, which will open up everything away.
1-1. The loud a swing and a miss. How about that breaking ball? Big sweeping curve.
He can really spin the baseball. Not only does he have high-end velocity, but he can really spin the baseball. That thing rotates at over 3,000 RPMs. It's a great sweeper.
The 3,000 RPM club. That's gets the scouts perked up a little bit.
Yeah.
Vinny has his old scouting phrases. You see that kind of number, that means you're spinning the baseball like few others in the game right now. Little tapper by Lau, got a chance here, and Vaughn takes the sure out. He was a little in between, might have had a chance, but an awkward throw, and he takes the sure out at first.
Yeah, especially because he couldn't clear the runner, BA. He had to kind of wait back a little bit on that ground ball, just the way that it came off the bat. So he does take the sure out at first. This is our dirt cam.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Whoop.
Beg your pardon. They're saying it's a foul ball. I did not see the initial call a foul ball. So that makes sense. And we'll reset it. Digger's Hotline Dirt Cam did give us a good look though. May, when he's right, will get a lot of ground ball double plays. He'd love to get one right here with Brian Reynolds coming up. And that one is going to be challenged. Gary Sanchez.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
Is the catcher challenging the ball call?
Not received well by Gary. That's why it wasn't called a strike.
It's kind of a reverse frame.
Yeah.
ABS powered by
Two remaining.
T-Mobile. It's a strikeout.
But do you blame him, BA, because of the high-end stuff coming out of the hand of Dustin May? He's never caught him before. It's going to be adjustment for everybody, including Gary Sanchez. They deke the umpire right here, goes down to a knee, was expecting to block it, and rightfully so. Good job just to challenge that pitch for strike 3.
You know, sometimes you can get hitters to bite on that on a pitch that's close if you don't catch it well. I was watching David Ross, who was an elite defensive catcher in his time, talk about that last night on the ESPN broadcast, and you know, he referenced, and I've heard the same from a few catchers around the big leagues, that there is starting to develop a little bit of art of reverse framing, meaning that you're trying to empty out some challenges. That wouldn't be the case in that situation, but you know a pitch is a strike and you make it look bad,
right?
And you can get the hitter to challenge and eliminate those challenges. It is beneficial later in the game.
That happened last night with Valdez.
That one is in there for a strike. Changeup. So you're seeing the full arsenal here. Drops a 91-mile-an-hour changeup. Getting Dustin May comfortable as fast as you can is the goal for the Brewers in this clubhouse, on this mound, in this uniform.
And admittedly so, he said that he's a fiery competitor, so you can sense that there's some adrenaline pumping through the veins of Dustin May right now, trying to make a good first impression here in this first inning.
One out runner at first. 0-2 the count on Reynolds.
And when he has gotten in trouble, it's because of mistakes like that up in the zone. That one was missed by Brian Reynolds, but you know, you wonder how a guy like this with this kind of stuff gets hit. It's because sometimes it'll be center cut mistakes.
Just got a piece. That had a ground ball feel to it.
Yeah, it's that sweeper again. 87 miles per hour below the zone, and yeah, Brian Reynolds. Ooh,
I thought it was a foul ball here.
Sean Barber. That was a foul ball.
I don't know why Mangum's at second base.
Did he call a balk?
I did not hear anybody call a balk, but that's the only explanation.
Murph's not happy.
Home plate umpire's looking out at the third base umpire, DJ Rayburn, with his palms up. I'm assuming this is a balk. Okay, it is a balk.
I guess he didn't come set. Yeah, he just kind of rolled through and didn't come set.
I don't know where that came from. I guess the third base umpire called that. So 0-2.
It was almost like Jake Mangum called that and helped out DJ Rayburn over at third base.
Takes away a double play opportunity. Count remains at 0-2. Pirates up there fouling off a lot of pitches and getting into some deep counts. Another foul ball. Be a 20-pitch inning here. Let's see if we can find the umpire who called the balk. Okay, right there as the ball was getting away. But he's
looks like John Lipka was pointing over at DJ Rayburn.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think somebody barked it out at least. Could have been the third base umpire. It doesn't matter. It's a strikeout as Reynolds goes down on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. And Dustin May back-to-back strikeouts.
That's that cutter at the top of the zone. If Brian Reynolds had to honor it, would have been a strike, and he swings right through it. You can sense the power from that pitch at 94 miles per hour. It's a good look from our drone cam.
Andy Rodriguez in the lineup is the DH today. Caught last night. He is swinging the bat well right now. 5 out of his last 10. 2 of those 5 hits are homers. May pouring in the strikes right now. Misses that time. So 21 pitches here. 14 for strikes. Pirates have made him work. That's the road trip for Rodriguez. Started in Cincinnati. And a swing and a miss. Put a fastball by him. 98. Throw to second. Oh, and it's in and out of the glove of Pratt. Cooper's had a few pop out of his glove on tags recently. They had an out right there if he can hang on to it.
Gary Sanchez with a snap throw. Oh, he had him. Had a little extra, and it would have been. Not sure if Cooper would have got the tag down anyway as he stepped over it at second base to Jake Mangum.
I think Dustin May was as surprised as anyone that that ball came back with so much heat on it. Wasn't intended for the pitcher, though. 1-2 the count now. Runner at second, 2 outs. And he got him. All right, Dustin May, welcome to the Brew Crew. 3 consecutive strikeouts after a leadoff walk. That's how you get a career started in a new place. 3 in the first inning, leaves a runner stranded at second base. And now the Brewers coming up for the first time today. Brewers lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bryce Terang, Jackson Churio, Garrett Mitchell will be the first 3 to start it. Andrew Vaughn, if anybody reaches, and it is going to be Braxton Ashcraft, all-star pitcher of the Pirates. Then he's coming off a good start his last time out, although it was a shortened start due to rain.
Yeah, it was on Saturday against the Reds in Cincinnati where he gave up just 1 run in 5 innings. Yeah, 69 pitches in that one just because of the rain delay, and then he wasn't able to come back out. But he has a 6.75 ERA in his last 6 starts. Let's see if the Brewers can get to Braxton Ashcraft today.
Yeah, he's given up 23 earned runs over his last 6 starts. And as the Brewers try to go big game hunting once again, took down Paul Skeens last night. It was Ashcraft who replaced Paul Skeens on the National League All-Star team. Terang was the biggest all-star snub. He and Jake Bauers made a strong case to be all-stars this year. There is news on Jake Bauers. He's not in the lineup but available. Sophia will have more on Jake as we continue on today. 3-2 the count, and Terang pops it up. Nick Gonzalez over into foul territory makes a catch, and that's how the day begins for Braxton Ashcraft.
And the defense behind Ashcraft today: Brian Reynolds in left, Jake Mangum in center, Ronnie Simon, the rookie in right field, called up yesterday. Nick Gonzalez at third, Jacob Gonzalez at short, Brandon Lau at second. Spencer Horowitz gets the start at first, and Henry Davis paired with Ashcraft behind the plate.
Davis normally catches Paul Skeens. That was not the case last night. And he returns today to catch the other all-star pitcher. There's Jackson Chourio. Jackson has found his stroke. Drove on out of here yesterday. 3-hit game in game 2 of this series Tuesday. Brewers lost the opener, have won the last 2, and they hope to make a series win now over the Pirates.
That would be a big series win, BA. After going 3-3 on the road against the Angels and Giants, a couple of really struggling teams, and then dropping game 1 of this series. Be nice to get 3 in a row here against the Pirates.
Pittsburgh winning 6 of the first 7 against the Brewers this season. They certainly have the rest of the Central Division's attention. You talk to every manager in the Central, and I've seen a few of them here in the last couple of weeks. That ball's hit well, right center field. It is back. Did Chourio get it? It is up and gone. Jackson Chourio with a home run. His second in as many days. Brewers strike first on this Thursday afternoon.
I tell you what, another hard hit ball by Jackson Chourio. He is scorching hot right now. 3 hits in game 2. He had 2 balls over 100 miles per hour in last night's game, and then that one at 100 for his 15th home run of the season. And when he gets hot, he is scorching hot. That's a pitch right down the middle, and he drives it out of here. Loud sounds off the bat from Jackson Chourio as of late.
Mitchell fouls it back. Chourio playing in his 81st game today. Remember, he missed the first 6 weeks with that fractured hand, which he's suffered during the WBC for Team Venezuela. So 81 games, and he's at 15 homers and 45 runs batted in. He is a show pony, Jackson Chourio. Been great in the postseason when it matters as well. There's a swing and a miss. Mitchell strikes out for the first strikeout for Ashcraft. It's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it gets a lot of chase on that breaking ball because he pounds the zone so often with the fastball. He gets guys in swing mode a bit, and that's what Garrett Mitchell did. A rare chase out of the zone from Garrett Mitchell.
Andrew Vaughn, a cut and a miss.
And I tell you, BA, it's not talked about enough that the job that the front office and Pat Murphy did with Jackson Chourio with that broken hand to make sure that he was healthy when he came back. Because if you remember, last year the Astros lost Yordan Alvarez to a hand injury, and they were in all kinds of disarray because of it, and they did not give him the proper rest.
This is so much urgency early in the season to get a player like that back. And in the Brewers case, you make a great point, because it wasn't just Chourio, it was Vaughn and it was Yelich for a stretch. Your 3 best run producers. But the Brewers players that were healthy and playing deserve a lot of credit, because the Brewers played well. They kept their head above water, didn't create that kind of urgency. Not so much for the organization, but the player to think he's got to get back faster than he should.
That's a great point.
Chourio has come back roaring since the start.
Well, it's so impressive too with Jackson Chourio, the fact that he went 23 for his last 100 before game 2 of this series, and now all of a sudden he is tearing the cover off the baseball. That's what he does. He gets hot and he stays hot.
1-2 to Vaughn, and a swing and a miss. Ashcraft dials it up to 99 with Sink, and the inning is over, but not before. Jackson Chourio shoots one to the opposite field, sends Bernie down the slide, and the Brewers have the early lead this afternoon against the Pirates.
Series finale between the Brewers and the Pirates, and for In May, the start of his Brewers career after being acquired at the trade deadline from the St. Louis Cardinals. Scoreless first inning for him. Saw strikeouts on the cutter and the sweeper. He presents 4 different versions of that fastball: the four-seam fastball, the cutter, the sweeper, and the sinker. So he presents a lot to a lineup, and he said that was the priority for him getting ready for this season. He said was getting back to his old throw and the efficiency of that throw. So he said the arm slot, the arm angle, that was where he spent a lot of his focus, just to get the fastball command and the consistency of all 4 of those versions of the fastball back to where he wanted it in terms of the consistent command. And he feels like it's played up for him, all variations of it. And this is the 3rd time that he's facing the Pirates, guys. The Pirates lineup coming in 1 for 12 with 8 strikeouts on that sweeper.
Yeah, good stuff, Sophia. Thank you. There's a fly ball to left by Spencer Horwitz, who has homered off Dustin May this year. And back to Sophia's numbers. This is a pitcher who kind of fits well in what the Brewers do. Number one, Vinny, he's a ground ball pitcher. He's got electric stuff, but the ball's going to be on the ground. And with the Brewers' elite defense as it is, that is going to play up for him as well.
Think about the level of comfort that he's going to have on the mound. And we hear this from pitcher after pitcher after pitcher that comes over here. Not only do they do a great job of making small little tweaks to the arsenal or to the delivery, but the level of comfort that these guys have in pounding the zone because they know there's an elite defense behind them. It's just something that we constantly hear, and he's gonna feel that.
Facing Nick Gonzalez with 1 away. Dustin May faced the Pirates late April, went 6 innings, gave up just the 2 earned runs, and then pitched against him again a month later, 3rd week of May, went 5 1/3 in that game and gave up 4 earned runs. So this is his 3rd meeting against the Pirates this year. A lot of familiarity there.
And you love the reaction coming off the mound after he punched out Endy Rodriguez in the 1st. He was fired up, and he wants, again, to put his best foot forward and to show out well here today.
Fans are going to love Dustin May. You feel like you're in it with him. He's not holding any of those chips back. He'll let you know. Makes no excuses for it either. He pitches with emotion, says he's better. Some guys can't bottle that up and try to be poised. Picks his moments, but you'll see a lot out of him. I think Brewers fans are going to dig that. Very similar to Jacob Misiorowski. 3-2 the count. 1 away here in the 2nd. And Nick Gonzalez hit by a pitch. That one sails in and hits Gonzalez.
Anytime you see that, it's usually because of a fly open situation with that front shoulder. Watch that front shoulder take a left turn towards the first base dugout, and that's when the arm drops and then the ball sails on you. Take a look at that front shoulder, a little bit quick with it. And again, that's why you lose your release point on that sinker.
So a runner at first. Here is Ronnie Simon, switch hitting right fielder. Just 2 plate appearances this year for the Pirates. Not to be confused with Randall Simon, who has his own place in Brewers lore. That's why the Racing Sausages are all on a little bit of edge right now with another Simon in a Pirate uniform. If you know, you know.
You got arrested for that.
He did. He did. Randall Simon, many years ago, took a bat to the Racing Sausage. Problem is where the peephole is on the Racing Sausages. This is kind of giving a little more information, but there's actually human beings inside those costumes. Well, that was right in the nose of that particular human being.
Knocked him down.
And it was a her.
Her, yeah.
And it was a problem. You could just Google it. Second screen your adventure today with us. Randall Simon and sausage race, and you'll get all you want. 1-2 the count to Ronnie. Right off the end of the bat. Look at Terrain. Catch it. Throw it. Double He is a wizard out there. Spring-loaded Bryce Terang with the vertical leap. Could have dunked a basketball with that. Look at that clearance. Defensive play of the game. Aurora Healthcare inning over. Leads off for the Brewers as we head to the bottom of the second. Already had a thrilling start to this one. Jackson Churio homers with one out in the bottom of the first. Bryce Terang just makes a spectacular play. Incredible bit of athleticism here. Look how high he goes.
Yeah, what an athlete. And then as he's landing, he's making the transfer to throw to first.
Dustin May says, I can pitch with this kind of defense here. You're right. The body control, it's probably worth looking at again. The body control of Terang to be coming down, descending in the air, and already getting his body in position to make that throw. Next level.
Let's take a look at that again. You watch Bryce Terang get up with the vertical leap, and then as he's coming down, he's already making the transfer. So impressive.
Ashcraft is pitching too quickly for producer Dan Keener to make this point, but he will. He's gonna make the point. 2-2 to Yelich. Yelich got a nice hand from the 38,000 sports psychologists in the ballpark today.
And last night as well.
Yeah, they're supporting their man. At the urging of the manager. Yelich, a little rollover ground ball for the first out. One away here in the second inning. I love that though. Yelich has meant so much to this franchise. He knows he's not going along like he should, and I'm sure he would say, I don't need Pat Murphy standing up for me in any way. Yelich is accomplished. If he didn't play another game in the major leagues, his career is a special one. But I'm sure deep down he appreciated that. There aren't many managers who feel comfortable enough to make a call on a fan base for a particular player. That's risky.
I would argue there are none in any sport that would do what Pat Murphy did. He's got such great feel to do stuff like that.
He said it. Talking to Pat Murphy before the game, he said it got him a little emotional yesterday when he heard the big ovation for Yelich at his first at bat, because he wasn't sure if he should have said that. He didn't ask Christian or even tell him he was doing that as Luis Lara takes strike two. Well, this fan base loves their manager, and they responded. It's not for everyone, but I think Yelich responded as well. There's a swing and a miss. Ashcraft puts a fastball right by the rookie Lara. 2 outs. Here's a message from Wendy's. Gary Sanchez with 2 away. That's a nasty slider right there from Ashcraft.
He got 2 different breaking balls, the curveball and the slider. Brewers plan today against Ashcraft. Make sure you see the ball up.
Gets jammed. Slow roller out to short. Jacob Gonzalez makes a play, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. 5 in a row since the homer by Churio with 3 strikeouts for Ashcraft. Check out today's DirecTV New Era. Dustin May, as a member of the Cardinals, pitching against the Brewers here on May 27th. Now, he took a loss in that game, but he took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Inning kind of devolved for it in the 8th. There was a double, a bunt single. There was a costly error by the Cardinals. Brewers scored twice in the bottom of that 8th inning. It was 9 strikeout, 0 walk performance. That was certainly on the mind of the Brewers when they were scouring starting pitching options. So we know May feels comfortable here and on this mound. He's had good success here.
Everything is set up off fastball command, and he was certainly commanding the fastball that day against the Brewers, and that's what, quite frankly, he's capable of doing when he is commanding those 3 different shapes to the fastball: the 4-seamer, sinker, and cutter.
Facing Jacob Gonzalez to start his third inning. That is foul. May's made 2 starts here in this ballpark. He's only given up 2 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings. With a 2.08 ERA. Limited sample size, but it's a good sign early. Defensive swing is a good sign.
Hey guys, talk about loving pitching on this mound. Just the way that it feels out there, the depth perception, everything about it. Dustin May, certainly one of those guys.
1-2 the count. You notice May calls his own game with the pitch com. It's a ground ball to Terang. He is all over the field to start this game. Made that play look easy, and it's out number 1 of the 3rd.
Secure the best Brewers ticket prices for 2027 with a $100 deposit on a season seat membership. You'll score priority seat selection and 2 free tickets to a game this season. Plus, members get exclusive rewards. Learn more at brewers.com/season tickets.
1 away. Here is Henry Davis, Pittsburgh catcher. And that one misses. Fastball's got good life to it. 97-mile-an-hour sinker. May already with 3 Ks. That ball's hit well to center. On the run is Mitchell. He runs it down. Fly it into the gap in left center. Garrett Mitchell got a great jump and used that world-class speed to make that look easy.
Yeah, this is just going to go down as an F8, but this is a play that is really impressive. The fact that he had to go back into his right and then maintain that speed with a great route. Yeah, Dustin May, he's impressed with this defense behind him.
I love that look right there. Like, huh? That guy ran that down, and he's 6'3", 230. It's like Bo Jackson out there. Just don't expect. If you ever stand up next to Garrett Mitchell, it's shocking how fast he is.
Yeah,
he's huge.
He's a big man.
Jake Mangum here, top of the order, 2 outs, beats one into the ground. Nice tidy inning for Dustin May with some excellent defense behind him. Oh yeah, he's going to fit well here. 8-pitch inning for May. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Brewers coming to bat, 1-0 lead. Tonight's game, how are you feeling today?
Oh, thanks for having me on, guys. Feeling good, ready to go for the second half.
You've had a chance now to kind of unpack your start last night. The numbers were great. You struck out 10. You finished the game with 8 straight. Dom Catronio tells me you had 7 whiffs on the slurve yesterday. As you go through your start, what kind of stands out today when you look back at it?
Yeah, I think it was good to get that rehab start in and really just attack the zone. That's what I wanted to do starting out. Will next to me did a great job just keeping me on track, and wanted to just blend that slider and heater as best as I could.
Kyle, you shut down the Pirates. You know that's a 3rd best offense in terms of runs scored, and it looked like you were just playing catch last night. I mean, are you even aware of who you're facing, or is it just you and the catcher?
Yeah, I'd say it's just me and the catcher for the most part. I think getting this experience, getting all the reps, it's knowing what you do well and trying to execute your plan based on the hitters each and every day. So
you're off to a good start.
Yeah,
you've earned a leadoff walk.
Absolutely.
On the microphone. It's important. Speedy base runner aboard, and David Hamilton brings up Cooper Pratt. I want to ask you about this. May be a little more technical than you want to go to, so if it is, I apologize. But the way you pitch, I guess the best way to call it, a double pump. So you kind of have the first pump of your glove and you're with the ball in your hand, and that feels like your igniter, and then the next one, and then you pitch. So can you talk us through the real hardcore mechanics of what kind of got you into this position this year?
Yeah, for me, I'm an active hands guy, and I like to keep them moving, like a lot of movement in my delivery, and that's kind of been a hard part. My hands kind of always bounced everywhere. They've been above my head. So I think just that first cue allows me to have a consistent starting point, and then ultimately getting to that position near my head, near my face, keeping me close, keeping my arm path close. So it's been a work in progress, but I think rhythm and timing is everything when you're on the mound. So trying to just find some consistency.
Hamilton and right, he's in there. You had that, Kyle. You knew he was safe.
Oh, knew it.
Good jump. Good call on the good jump. So what about your tempo?
Yeah, tempo. I mean, that goes into it, right? Rhythm, tempo, timing. That's the tempo. It's 1, 2, go.
Let's check on Cooper Pratt here. Not sure what happened is as Hamilton was running, Pratt ended up on the ground, and I think he's going to need a minute. Let's see if we checking a replay out here, Kyle.
Oh my goodness!
I see. It was on the follow through, a direct shot.
Kyle, you don't have a monitor in front of you, but I'm not sure you want to see that.
Half the population can feel what Cooper Pratt's going through right now. He's going to need a little walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll be all right. It's always great when guys are just laughing at you when you're out there too. That's when you know it's not serious.
That has to be a first for Henry Davis on the follow through on a throw to hit the batter standing in the box.
Dang.
Kind of had a little.
That's tough.
Had a punch quality to it as well. All right. I'm not sure how we come out of that and transition to the next question, but I'm just going to go for it here, Kyle.
Yeah. He's looking good though.
He's fine. All right, Dustin May. You know him a little bit from your days in Boston.
Yep.
What can you tell us about Dustin May, clubhouse presence, and certainly what we're seeing today on the mound?
Yeah, just a guy with a ton of experience, and I mean, you're seeing it today, just a fiery guy out on the mound, and loves to compete. Anytime you get more of those guys in the clubhouse, it's awesome. So a real competitive guy, great guy, and he's an open book, man.
That's going to get away from Davis. Hamilton on his way to third. Leadoff walk, stolen base, wild pitch, and the Brewers in business here with nobody out.
And Kyle, do you guys keep track when you come on for these interviews who gets the most runs in these innings? Logan Henderson didn't give us anything last time he came out.
I guess we're going to have to start keeping track. It's the same thing with the base hit ball fours.
Wait, explain that to the viewer.
Yeah, the base hit ball four. Hopefully we can get another ball here or something. But
you have to say it, right?
Yeah, you got to say it, and everyone else responds with fighting. So we're bought in.
Infield in. Kyle Harrison joins us from the dugout. Brewers threatening with Hamilton at third, and Pratt puts one in the air, slicing. That is a foul ball. Speaking of kind of inside baseball stuff, Kyle, what happened to the check game with the Brewers? I haven't seen the check board. You know about the check game in the clubhouse?
No, I haven't heard about that.
I mean, you need to inquire. That was a big part of the Brewers culture.
Wow. No, I've never
years.
even heard about that. So I'm gonna have to. I don't know who to ask about that one, but I'm gonna have to.
How would you explain that to Kyle, Vinny? It's a modern day kangaroo court. Kyle doesn't even know what that is, probably, because he's like 9 years old.
But it's check.
Do you know what the kangaroo court is, Kyle?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
we had
good.
some of those in the minor leagues coming up. Yeah,
that's what it is. It's kind
I
of
like it.
Check your ego game that Murph instituted, and it would go around, and there was a tote board and everything, and I haven't seen it all year, and I was wondering what happened to it.
Yeah, I don't think it's around.
He would even give the owner a check every once in a while, right?
He did.
Mark Antonio, right? Yeah. No one's immune to it.
No one's immune. Matt Arnold, I think, is the all-time record holder for the most checks given. Like received, I mean. 2-2 the count. And Pratt into right field. Going to be plenty deep to score the speedy Hamilton. And he is in. And the Brewers have a 2-0 lead on a sac fly by Cooper Pratt.
But Coop, how about that? Kyle getting a run.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
What's the pitcher's role in like home run gauntlet or RBI, or are you involved, or do you kind of have to stay back?
Yeah, we're involved, right, to an extent. Yeah. Stay out of it,
You're not up there like, hey, a good take on that 2-2 pitch.
No, we are. I mean, absolutely.
Okay.
But there's only so much we can do, right? We just got to be bought in.
And here's Terang on the first pitch. Ground ball, and there is out number 2.
And Kyle, I wanted to ask you, I asked you about your tempo, so how you are getting through your delivery with that kind of, the cadence and how you're pumping your hands. But I want to talk to you also about your pace in between each pitch. I mean, fielders, your defense has to love playing behind you with how you get it and go. Is there a point where you can almost go too fast? Is there a needle you have to thread there?
Yeah, you know, especially early on in my career, I think there were a lot of times where I was going too fast and speeding up, and really just I like working fast, you know, but there's a happy medium, I think. Being under control, there's a difference between being fast and under control.
This is going to end the inning. Kyle, thanks for all the intel. We'd appreciate it if you walk over to Murph at some point and tell him you're bringing back the check game.
Absolutely.
See what his reaction is. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks, Kyle Harrison. What a game he pitched last night. Good to have him back. Funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and Brewers proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Cooper Pratt with the latest RBI. He and Churio with ribbies today. Churio, a home run to the opposite field in the first inning. Pratt with a sac fly on a line out to right. Our thanks to Kyle Harrison for joining us. Picked up right where he left off. Struck out 10 yesterday. Fourth time he's had at least 10 Ks in a game. And he finished with 8 consecutive strikeouts yesterday, Vinny. And then the cramping in the calves. He said his body was just, he went out for the 6 and just tried to push through, but the body was, it just wasn't responding. It was literally a full body cramp that he was experiencing yesterday.
Yeah, he tried to do the pickle juice. He tried to do the ginger shot. It didn't help. He was already behind the 8 ball in terms of dehydration. Wasn't able to continue, and that would have been an opportunity to go for a major league record of, which is 10 consecutive strikeouts.
Brandon Lau swinging a foul. Count is even 2-2 to start this 4th inning. Well, Kyle Harrison presents a pretty impressive 1-2 punch with Jacob Mizorowski, and now you add a piece like Dustin May. Brewers are hoping May is at his best here. That ball's hit hard left center. Mitchell on the run. It is up and out. And Lau, a power hitting second baseman, just connects on his 24th homer of the year. It's a leadoff home run in the 4th. Makes it 2-1 Brewers.
If you ask anybody around the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's going to be, why is this offense better? It's because they went ahead and traded for this guy, and he has produced at a very high level. 24th home run of the season. He just goes right with that 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Because sometimes you make your pitch, and sometimes the guy makes a better swing.
Brian Reynolds now. Little half swing. Did he go? He did. It's a strike. Pirates coming into play today, the most total hits in the majors, and their home run totals are over 20 more homers from last year, and we're sitting here on August 6th addressing the power outage with the Pirates. It was a big piece to their offseason, and they certainly have hit a lot more home runs this year. They just designated for assignment Marcell Ozuna. They thought he was going to bring some pop to the mix as well. Well, he is no longer a Pirate. All they do is bring up one of the best minor league hitters in AAA, and Ronnie Simon, who's in the lineup the last 2 days. Those are the runs as we show up to play today. Over 5 runs per game. One of 4 teams to do that in the National League, the Pirates.
They were last in baseball in runs scored per game, the Pittsburgh Pirates. What a turnaround this offense has had. It's been their starting pitching and their bullpen. Surprisingly, their starting pitching that has not lived up to expectations.
Just put Mitch Keller on the injured list prior to this series as well. He pitched Sunday. Paul Skeens got off to a great start. Made another all-star team, his 3rd. But he has not looked like himself over the last couple of years. Braxton Ashcraft pitched like an all-star in the first half, and he's had some troubles since late June as well. We'll see the numbers with the ranks, and for a team who plays half their games in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, those numbers should be better.
Especially with the names that they have and they're running out there in their starting rotation. And yeah, Mitch Keller, that's going to be a loss, a big time loss for the Pirates. He went on the IL on the 60-day with a torn rotator cuff.
Yeah. Teres major muscle injuries, how it is officially listed. That's not good. As Reynolds draws the walk, so May gives up a leadoff homer and now a walk, and the tying run is on. That'll give us a chance to hear a word from Diggers Hotline.
For 50 years, Diggers Hotline has helped protect Wisconsin residents. Contact them for free 3 or more working days before digging. Be smart. Check before you start.
Timely visit to the mound by Gary Sanchez. I brought this point up Tuesday against the Cubs-Dodgers game with Tarek Skubal making his Dodger debut, Vinny. But I do feel like there is a concern on a day like this with a pitcher like this of the adrenaline dump, because you come out, you're making your first start for a new team, independent race, and we'll see if Dustin May can kind of push through that as he settles into the middle of the game now.
New team, independent race, and you were not the guy that the fan base wanted, right? And everyone was hoping it was Christmas morning and they would wake up and find Tarek Skubal on the team, but they got Dustin May. And yeah, I mean, he has thrown the baseball well so far, but you got to imagine that adrenaline was pumping and also dumping, as you say. The adrenaline dump is a thing.
We'll see if he can put the pieces back together. I'm sure Gary Sanchez knows all of that and made a trip to the mound to give him a little breather. Brewers have the best record in the majors. Dodgers have lost 6 straight. They got swept by the Cubs. Skubal lost his debut on Tuesday night. He pitched okay. He went 6 innings and only 2 runs. But the Dodgers are not scoring runs right now. Cubs play today, by the way. They'll be underway shortly. They have a makeup game with the Blue Jays. So they, like the Brewers, are in the middle of a 17 games in 17 days stretch. Cubs new pieces will be unveiled Friday and Saturday in Kansas City. Kevin Gausman's going for the Cubs in Kansas City Friday. Clay Holmes will start on Saturday for the Cubs. Brewers have already had Senzatella pitch, and now May his debut. Jojo Romero is close to coming back. Had an emergency appendectomy as a member of the Cardinals, and Brewers well aware of his timetable when they made the trade. Should see him by the end of the month. If not, it would be early September at the latest. That ball's hit sharply to center field. A base hit by Rodriguez. This guy is cooking right now.
That guy continues to swing the bat very well, barreling up the baseball consistently over the course of this 4-game series against the Crew. This is our pitch cast brought to you by Hyundai. That's a 93-mile-per-hour cutter. Just again, a little bit too much plate for Endy Rodriguez. And now the Pirates have first and second and nobody out.
Homer, walk, single. Rodriguez is 6 for his last 12 with 2 homers. He has been a tough out. So Dustin May in a spot of bother here with Spencer Horwitz. Needs that ground ball double play. And a little flare. That's going to fall for a base hit. Reynolds got a good read. He's going to try to score. Mitchell's throw goes to third. The tag. He is out. Outstanding decision by Garrett Mitchell. The Pirates tie the game, but Mitchell able to steal it out on the bases.
Very smart play. This is fundamental baseball right here by Garrett Mitchell, taking the out that's in front of you as Endy Rodriguez makes the first out at third base. Ill-advised base run. You can see that Garrett Mitchell is wound up to go to home and actually throw to third base, and makes an accurate and strong throw over to David Hamilton at third for the first out of the inning.
Does look like a no-look pass. Now a double play will get May out of the inning. Gonzalez was hit by a pitch his last time. On the first pitch, he gets sawed off. Routine fly ball for Churio for the second out. It's all these little things that add up for the Brewers. That's why they have the best record in the game. Great defense and decision making. I mean, there was a day when Mitchell would throw that home no matter what,
right,
just to show off the arm and
miss
be in the repetition of it.
And miss the cutoff man to allow the runner at first to advance to second.
It's his third outfield assist of the year, and he threw that ball flat-footed from the grass at 90 miles an hour to third base.
It's got all the tools.
So Ronnie Simon will hit that little soft liner that ended up as a double play to end the second.
Challenging the full call.
Sanchez wants to take another look at this. See if he can flip a 2-0 count, and he's going to miss this one.
Milwaukee will have one remaining.
Two and 0 the count on Simon. And a little jam shot out to Mitchell. And that's the inning. Brewers tighten up defensively and turn what could have been a big inning into a 2-run inning. We're all tied. Mitchell will lead off when we continue.
Of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 Sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps.
Thank you, Vinny. Garrett Mitchell, he's had a couple of stellar plays defensively in this game. He leads off the bottom of the fourth. Pittsburgh just put 2 on the board. Get a home run from Brandon Lau and an RBI single from Spencer Horwitz. So it's 2-2 as we play in the home fourth. Mitchell, Vaughn, and Yelich coming up. Brewers bring in the Twins tomorrow night. 3-game series with Minnesota. Wrapping up this 4-game series with the Pirates.
Twins just a game back of the wild card, so they're going to be coming in here competitive.
Mitchell right back to the mound, and there is out number 1. Check out today's Road Ahead, brought to you by AutoZone. 7-game homestand for the Brewers. 2-1 right now with 4 to play, including this one. You got 2 night games and then the day game on Sunday. Then the Brewers go back to the West Coast. 3 in San Diego, 4 with the Dodgers. And you're hoping the Dodgers continue their struggles here for another week.
Losers of 6 in a row.
Big swing by Andrew Vaughn. Brewers starting rotation is somewhat set for the weekend against the Twins, with 2 lefties in Shane Drawn and Robert Gasser to start. The Miz will get the ball on Sunday. There are some tickets available, but you better go quick. Miz is the main attraction right now in Major League Baseball. Slow roller out to short. Jacob Gonzalez for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, you mentioned the rotation, BA. It's important that these starters do go deep into the games. It's a 6-man rotation right now. You're going to have Drowan, Gasser, Miz, and then Logan Henderson, Kyle Harrison, and then Trevor May. There's 6 guys in this rotation currently. Only 7 relievers. And it's a thin bullpen today as well for this game.
Pat Murphy did say he would prefer to be in a 5-man ultimately, but you got to get through this window of 17 straight without an off day first. That ends after the Dodgers series. So the Brewers' next off day is August 17th. And
How do you get to the finish line with all these starters being so young and going to surpass their innings limits from the year prior? Is you got to make sure that you give them the full 5 days of rest. I know that that's a priority for this team. That means you have to go to a 6-man.
Two and one the count. Yelich. Bouncer up the middle. Right there is Gonzalez. And Braxton Ashcraft getting the ground balls now. And he retires the side in order in the fourth. We're tied at 2. Behind every great drone shot, there's a great drone pilot. And we got the best working it today. Good to see all these images of American Family Field and a big Thursday crowd here. You know, it's exciting times when you get into August. Fans responding. It's typically always 35,000 plus here. Great energy in this ballpark. 2-2 game. We're in the 5th now. See if Dustin May can regroup after surrendering a couple of runs in the 4th. First start as a Brewer. Jacob Gonzalez, Pittsburgh shortstop, leading off, the number 8 hitter. He's playing a lot for the injured Connor Griffin. Had a tendon tear in his finger. Another Pirate that's on the 60-day IL. And May sticks the landing on a fastball. Well placed, the comeback sinker, and ring him up for a strikeout.
Yeah, pounding the zone with fastballs against Gonzalez in this at bat, and that is well placed. Top of the zone, right on that inside corner, and just freezes him for the first out.
One away. Here's Henry Davis. Lined out his last time up. That was that great running catch by Mitchell in the gap. Bouncing ball, Pratt. Nice easy hop for the big shortstop. 2 outs. Down to Sophia Minard. What do you have, Soph?
Well, you guys mentioned Jake Bauers. He's been out of the lineup since Monday, and that's when he aggravated just the abdominal side on a dive into home plate when he scored on that base running play. So he's been out of the lineup, but he was on the field earlier today. He was doing some agility stuff with the training staff. His plan was to hit in the cage. He said, I'm just going to figure it out. He said it was possible he could be available to pinch hit today. Still considered day-to-day, though, but feels like he's going to be able to get through it.
Thank you, Sophia. I saw Jake in the clubhouse before the game and playing on that broken toe, this abdominal injury. But he said he's good to go today if needed for a pinch hit. Hoping to not use him. That would be preferred for Pat Murphy. See if we can get him back in the lineup for the weekend against the Twins. That was the slide Sophia referenced. And it's cost him the last couple of games. But like the Brewers always do, Vinny, Andrew Vaughn getting starts against pitchers maybe he typically wouldn't get a start against, and he's responded well the last 2 days.
Yeah, he hit a big home run a couple of nights ago. And how about the depth of this organization that a guy like Jake Bauers can go down and he can still kind of pick up where he left off. Bauers would be a welcome addition back to this lineup, no doubt.
Vaughn had a key hit against Keens yesterday. 2 RBI single. There's typically a setup where Vaughn would come off the bench against a power right-handed pitcher like Paul Skeens. 1-2 to Jake Mangum. May could use a 3-up 3-down inning. You got Lau due up next. Prefer to have him lead off the next inning. Brewers are a little short in their bullpen today. They've had a lot of pitchers not just working back-to-back games, but across this stretch. 3 and 4 and 4 games in 5 days. Soft liner right to Cooper Pratt, and the inning is over. And Dustin May comes right back, puts the Pirates down in order in the 5th. Here come the Brewers in a 2-2 game.
special ticket holders get an Oscar the Grouch bobblehead, perfect for collectors too. Visit brewers.com/theme nights.
Reminds me, Bill Schroeder's coming back tomorrow.
For Oscar the Grouch. They're both coming back. It's fitting, right?
It's going to be a fun weekend here against the Twins.
I've never seen Rock grouchy.
Oh, never.
No, I was serious.
Wait till he knows you parked in his parking spot today. You're real grouchy. Luis Lara steps in to lead off for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 5th. Braxton Ashcraft has been a tough puzzle here since the Brewers got the homer from Churio in the 1st. He did give up the sac fly in the 3rd inning. Brewers kind of cashed in a leadoff walk for all of that as Lara, a cut and a miss. Nasty curveball from Ashcraft. Picks up his 4th strikeout.
How about lefties are hitting 140 on this pitch all season long? I mean, that is a nasty top to bottom breaker. It's a view from our dirt cam brought to you by Digger's Hotline. And just an elite strike thrower. Throws more strikes than anybody in all of baseball. Yeah, that's what gets guys in that swing mode to chase both that curveball and the slider.
Gary Sanchez with 1 away. Sanchez gets a rare start against a right-handed starting pitcher. He's been great against lefties. Ashcraft upset, falling behind Sanchez.
He had to get Contreras off his feet, right? I mean, he probably begged to catch day game after night game, but he has been on a long run of days in a row.
Sanchez cracks one into the deep left field. It is going to fly. El Gary puts the Brewers in front with a solo home run. Number 9 for Gary Sanchez. And the move pays off.
Gary going deep. His 102 off the bat just feels a little bit different, doesn't it? I mean, how strong is Gary Sanchez to muscle that ball out of here?
Didn't even get it. David Hamilton takes a strike. What a jolt from the bottom of the lineup. Gary Sanchez, 9 homers, 27 RBIs. She's got the ball. That's a good one to hang on to, a fresh one.
Let's take a look at that replay. That swing from Gary. That's a sinker at 97, in on his hands. Didn't even get it, and it's still 102 off the bat. That is the kind of strength that Gary Sanchez possesses. 397 feet into the Miller deck.
Some serious negotiations going on right now. I got to get that on the gram too, instantly. Hamilton, did he go? He did. It's a strikeout. A couple of strikeouts for Ashcraft in this 5th inning. You could tell Braxton Ashcraft was annoyed falling behind Sanchez. You know, the pitch prior to get to the 2-1 count, and then Sanchez got him.
And that's kind of been the reason why Braxton Ashcraft, as of late, has been giving up a ton of runs. Is almost too many strikes. That 2-1 pitch, he comes right in there to Gary, and Gary got him.
See if Cooper Pratt can do the same here. Pratt with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd, more like a sac line drive. And it hard to right, was plenty deep to score Hamilton, who walked to start that 3rd inning and then stole a base, went to 3rd on a wild pitch. Brewers kind of manufactured one in the 3rd. Very Brewers-y inning in the 3rd. Unlike the Brewers to clip a couple of homers, though, to regain the lead. One ball, 2 strikes on the Brewers shortstop. into right center. That down quick, and it's down to the track. Pratt thinking about two. He's on his way, and he's in there with a double. Cooper Pratt with 2 strikes delivers a 2-out double, and the Brewers put a man in scoring position.
And listen to the Coop cheers. Love it here at American Family Field. 5th double of the season for Coop, and he just stays right with that. That is a great swing. This is the 2nd time today that Cooper Pratt stung one to right field. This one finds the gap for a double with 2 outs.
Textbook 2-strike approach, and it gives Bryce Terang a swing here. It also has the Pirates rustling in their bullpen a little bit. Henry Davis out to the mound to give the bullpen a little time to get loose. Nobody throwing yet.
They are fully stocked down there in today's game. All their leverage guys, so it's going to be interesting, to see if the Brewers can extend this lead, who they would go with. Important for the Brewers to maintain this lead, obviously.
Tell you what, Don Kelly, he's feeling confident with Braxton Ashcraft. Nobody warming in the pen with the top of the order and 3rd time through now, as Terang looking to bunt his way on. Pirates have lost 7 of 9. This is a go window for them in the schedule right now. They're on the outside looking in, and they made trades to go for it, despite being 3.5 back at the trade deadline.
It's interesting that the Miami Marlins are ahead of them in the wild card standings, and they were the team that sold, and then the Pirates 3.5 back. They went ahead and bought a bunch of pieces, 4 guys for their pen.
0-2 the count. Terang down the left field line. It is a foul ball.
I mean, they certainly have the names on the roster to be in the playoffs. I mean, the way that they're swinging the bat, and again, their starting pitching has underperformed, but they're expecting those guys to kind of bounce back and perform how they expect them to perform, and they're hoping to be in the playoffs. Brewers have something else to say about that here in this series.
Another 0-2, and Terang slashes one foul. Luke Weaver on the active roster and available. He's in that Pirate bullpen. They made a couple of deals prior to the trade deadline as well. Octavio Doval, or Camilo Doval, I should say.
And Kirby Yates and Lake Bacher as well.
0-2 pitch, and on a hop, it eats him up. Coming in to score, Cooper Pratt, and the Brewers add one. The benefits of putting the ball in play. It is 4-2 Milwaukee as they scratch 2 runs here with 2 outs. That's going to go as a base hit and an RBI for Terang.
Yeah, a lot of positives can happen when you put the ball and play hard to the opposite field. That's what Bryce Terang does. He's going to get rewarded with a hit. That's brought to you by our wire cam, brought to you by Potawatomi. This just eats Nick Gonzalez alive, who has actually been kind of a problem defensively for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year over at 3rd base. And Cooper Pratt and Bryce Terang take advantage.
And that brings up Churio now. Let's mind this first pitch with Churio. He's ready to fire. He's swinging it well. And Churio, first pitch, deep center, and it is caught at the wall. Jake Mangum runs it down 400 feet away. Would have been a lid lifter. Long, loud out though, but the Brewers get a couple. The Kraken goes deep. Terang with an RBI. Excellent catch by Mangum to end the inning. Big crowd and making their voices heard as the Brewers give Dustin May a lead once again. A 2 spot in the 5th. Gary Sanchez with a homer with 1 out. And then Bryce Terang with a 2-out, 2-strike hit. Brewers with a couple of 2-strike, 2-out hits to extend that 5th inning. Brandon Lau leads away. It's a key inning now for Dustin May with Lau, Brian Reynolds, and Indy Rodriguez. He's going to face 3 hitters off the left side. Reynolds and Rodriguez are switch hitters. And this is the part of the lineup that delivered the 2 runs in the 4th against May.
Numbers pretty good for Dustin May, second and third time through the order. Actually better than first time through the order. So this season he's done a nice job going deep into games and limiting the hard contact against him.
There's a strike, little backdoor cutter. It's a little bit of boom or bust for Dustin May. So when he's right and pitching well, and he does stay around for a third time through, he's usually on top of his game, and the numbers bear it out as he delivers the walk and a lead man on. Not a good way to start this sixth inning. Now a message from Potawatomi Sportsbook.
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook, your sport, our stadium.
There's Brian Reynolds with a runner at first. Activity in the Milwaukee bullpen now.
A little bit of a under the radar theme in this one too, BA, is the fact that Dustin May hasn't pitched for 8 days, and he only pitched 70 pitches in 5 innings in his last start. So perhaps he's not totally in his routine in this one. Let's see if he can get through this sixth.
Pitch count by inning. The first one he struck out 3 and had a walk in that inning. 23 pitches, and then the fourth inning was the 2-run inning. Gave up 3 hits and a walk. That could have been a lot worse. Brewers executed some nice defense to help May get through that inning. It's funny, Vinny, because you look at the 2-run innings in this game and they look completely different in the way it came about.
Right. Yeah, that fourth inning could have been a huge crooked number for the Pirates, and then last inning for the Brewers they scored the 2 and kind of manufactured that second run after the Gary Sanchez homer.
That one just missed, and now May behind in the count to a very talented hitter in Brian Reynolds. Brewers set up for a ground ball double play if they can get one here. And Reynolds takes, and he takes a strike.
Good cutter. Good quality pitch on a 3-1 count. Leverage all in Brian Reynolds' favor. Well executed by May.
See if Lau's on the move at first. 3-2. Lau stays put. Reynolds fouls it away. So talk about the all or nothing year for Dustin May. He's allowed 2 runs or fewer in 6 of his last 9 starts. Those are the games he's going through the batting order a third time. But he gave up 5 or more runs in the other 3 starts. Not seeing the third time through. Another payoff. And ring the bell. Dustin May with a cutter. How about those 2 pitches? The pitch to get him back in the count to 3-2, and the strikeout pitch, the cutter.
Yeah, you get the strikeout looking at because it's at the bottom of the zone. You know, Brian Reynolds read that as a breaking ball, thought it was going to break below, and it did not.
5th strikeout for Dustin May. That's a big time delivery right there. Here's Andy Rodriguez. May knows he's a ground ball away from getting out of this inning and posting 6 strong innings in his Brewers debut. High fly ball into right center, not going to carry. And Lara will squeeze it. Out number 2, had him out in front of a changeup.
Oh, he just missed it though, BA. He did have him out in front and just enough. Change up bottom of the zone to a red hot hitter, and Andy Rodriguez, he flies out for the second out.
One more piece to the puzzle now. Spencer Horwitz. See, Gregory Soto is going to have the 6th inning. Got Garrett Mitchell leading off for the Brewers in the bottom of this frame. If there was a thought about DL Hall, it would have been for this batter. Murphy's going to let it ride, And that's a foul ball off the bat of Horwitz. A little bit of a confidence boost with your new pitcher. We believe in you to get through 6 innings. But this is likely his last. Horwitz had an RBI single in the 4th. Little jam shot, base hit to center. He's used the cutter heavily today with all the lefties in the lineup. That's the equalizer for the left-handed batters for May.
And if anybody can sharpen up a cutter, it's going to be Chris Hook. Quite the laundry list of guys that he's helped with that pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Horwitz. And May falling behind 2-1. Horwitz is a threat. He's got a homer off Dustin May in his career. He's hit 10 this year. He just got back from the injured list. Horwitz returned Sunday. Been out with a hamstring injury since the 3rd week of June. Missed over a month. 2-1. Horwitz late on it, fouls it back.
Yeah, they lost that key piece in Ryan O'Hearn with a quad injury, and then they activated Spencer Horwitz. So talk about an organization and a team right now with all kinds of depth, especially in their position player group.
Pitch count stacking up for May. Only the 2nd time he's had at least 90 pitches since mid-June. Pitch number 97, the 2-2. And a little soft liner right to Pratt. Inning is over. Dustin May in his Brewers debut. He shines here. 6 strong, only 2 runs. Gets a nice hand on his.
A strong debut for Dustin May here at American Family Field. The 4-2 lead, a quality start for him, limiting the Pirates to just 3 hits and a handful of strikeouts as well. And it's the youngest fans who help fuel the energy of the ballpark. The Junior Superfan Spotlight celebrates kids who bring genuine enthusiasm, loyalty, and team pride to every Brewers moment. Whether cheering from the stands at home or around the community, these young fans represent the future of the Brew Crew. So you can nominate a standout Junior Superfan. You can go to brewers.com/superfan.
All right, Sophia, thank you. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got a challenge here.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
Henry Davis disagrees with the call. It's going to be close.
Pittsburgh will have 2 remaining.
And it clips the edge. New pitcher is Gregory Soto, coming out of the Pittsburgh bullpen.
He's got a big fastball. He will walk guys. He's got a high walk rate this year, so you got to be patient.
Mitchell tries one in the gap, right center, down, a base hit. He's thinking about 2. He's on his way. Throw comes in late. Garrett Mitchell with a hustle double. Boy, is he putting together a nice afternoon here today.
Yeah, gets the double in a barrel against a really tough left-handed pitcher, and Gregory Soto stays on that slider right there and wraps it into the gap. And look at him bust it out of the box, and he knows this is a double right off the bat. He's got great feel and instincts to know he slides in there safely.
Brewers base runners know these Pirate outfielders are in the green light zone, meaning you can run on them and challenge their arms in the outfield, and they have. Double number 24 for Mitchell to go along with his 8 homers. Snaps it 0 for 18. And he's in scoring position with Vaughn at the plate. Mitchell made a terrific catch in the gap. He had that key throw for an out in the middle of that 2-run 4th inning for the Pirates. I thought set up the inning. And now he's got a double. And Vaughn into left field, a base hit. Mitchell had to freeze on the line drive. They're going to wave him home. Here comes Mitchell, and he's in there. Again, the Brewers take advantage of the outfield arms of the Pirates.
And I'm telling you what, this send by Matty Erickson at third base And talk about having feel. Oh, what a great send. And knowing the runner, Garrett Mitchell, one of the fastest runners in baseball, and then knowing the arm, as you say, B.A., of Brian Reynolds. Oh, what a good swing, too, by Andrew Vaughn. A base hit into left, and Brian Reynolds had to reach for that ball. Took a funny hop on him, and then Garrett Mitchell able to score easy.
It is 5-2 Brewers. Yelich on the first pitch fouls it away. I mean, Mitchell had to freeze for a moment, too. Still cranked it up and scores. Look how he cuts that bag at third.
Just a great job just to know by Matty Erickson, know the speed of both the runner and the arm. I can't remember a mistake that he has made all year long at third base.
Matt Erickson, longtime manager in the minor leagues with the Brewers. In Single-A, Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. He's from Appleton. Managers in the minor leagues typically coach third base. So he's got a lot of experience standing in that third base coaching box, even while managing in the minor leagues. That was a pretty easy move to make when the Brewers adjusted their staff, moved Jason Lane in the dugout, more on the game plan side of things, and it's been seamless. That was a great send.
Typically, you don't want to make that first out at home, right? Because you're at third base already, and just a fly ball will score you on a sac fly. But Matty Erickson with the great feel at third, sending him.
3 balls and a strike on Yelich. And a swing and a miss to him, a power sinker. Thing dropped off the table.
Almost acted like a changeup, right? You got the upper 90s fastball and then the sinker in the low 90s. Yelich out in front.
Slow runner at first in Vaughn. Yelich looking to do some damage here. 3-2, and it is Davis, the Pirate catcher, who wants the timeout. Three-two, nobody out. And a swing and a miss. He chased one. Soto gets the K. First out of the inning. And that'll bring up the switch hitter, Luis Lara. Mitchell's mad dash, scoring the 5th run, big insurance run. Pirates put the leadoff man on in the top of this inning, had the tying run at the plate in Reynolds and Rodriguez and Horwitz. Dustin May gets through it, and the Brewers immediately respond.
You can almost feel a momentum gain by the Brewers after Dustin May was able to go 6 and get that quality start. You know, momentum is very subtle in the game of baseball, but anytime you can hold the opponent in an inning where you can kind of feel them mounting an attack and you can hold them and put a 0 up on the board, that's when the offense comes back.
Bullpen is thin as well. Might have gone into the decision making for Pat Murphy, knowing they had a lead, need to stretch a starter. And he did just that, and May responded. 1-2. Lara takes a called strike 3, will not challenge this. He would have lost that challenge. And Lara is rung up. Back-to-back strikeouts here with Vaughn at first. Here comes El Kraken, Gary Sanchez. He's in our Toyota drive of the game. He got ahead of the count. Didn't even barrel this thing. Still knocks it out of here, up on the Lowe's level.
Some kind of strong. That's how you get a nickname like the Kraken. I think you mixed it. I think you mixed the 2 nicknames up.
Yes.
El Gary and the Kraken. Yeah.
And went for the El Kraken.
He could use another nickname. I think he's got 4 or 5.
It sounds better than the Gary. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would.
Defensive swing there, and it's quickly 0-2. The Sanchez is one of my favorite.
That's great.
Gary Sanchez
pretty sure
monikers.
I'm pretty sure he was given that nickname when he was one of the top prospects in baseball with the Yankees organization.
The great John Sterling, late Yankee announcer, always had the timely nicknames. That ball's hit hard and through for a base hit for the Sanchez. And the inning continues here. First and second with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's interesting as you take a look at this slider that hangs over the middle for the Sanchez. Gary puts it in the hole, but it's interesting that Donnie Kelly went with this pocket of hitters for Soto to have to face. I mean, you take a look at Andrew Vaughn and Gary Sanchez love facing left-handed pitching. A couple of base hits against the lefty.
His Brewer nickname is Tio. He's the uncle of this. He's like the friendly uncle in the clubhouse.
Funniest guy in the clubhouse, too.
Guy that's been around a while. Shows up today, no BP, no early work. Rolls in here and delivers a couple of big hits. And he is aboard. First and second for David Hamilton. Tough matchup here for Hamilton. Pat Murphy does have the option of Joey Ortiz, but the way the game is gone, you would improve your defense with Ortiz coming in to play third. But again, sometimes Pat Murphy has these little shots of confidence that he likes to offer. That's going to be challenged.
Pittsburgh's catcher is challenging the call.
His name is Henry Davis, and I think he's going to win another one here. Indeed.
He's got pretty good feel for those
Pittsburgh
challenges.
will have 2 remaining.
Flips the bottom.
He's 3 for 3. And then he'll tell Sean Barber, sorry, Sean, had to do it, man. It's
yeah.
nothing personal.
Yeah, massages those umpires.
1-1. One and 2 the count with 2 outs. And Hamilton had a good hack at that pitch.
It's a hanger. This is where the Brewers are so pesky in terms of, we saw Bryce Terang do it last inning, just putting the ball in play hard on the ground the other way, especially guys with speed like David Hamilton.
And it got him tough on the lefties. Hamilton strikes out. Inning is over, but the Brewers add 1 to it. Mitchell starts it with a double. Andrew Vaughn rips one through for an RBI.
.com.
All right, Vinny, let's take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud. The 18 outs or 16 outs recorded by Dustin May.
Yeah, he was really good in his debut for the Milwaukee Brewers. Used his defense, pounded the zone. That cutter was really working against left-handed batters today. And he's only going to get better, in my opinion, just because now Chris Hook, Jim Henderson, Juan Sandoval can wrap their arms around him. And he is going to enjoy pitching behind this defense.
There's a line drive to right, a base hit for Nick Gonzalez. So we go to the 7th here. DL Hall is on the mound for the Brewers. Again, the Brewers bullpen is a little thin this afternoon. So this could be a wild ride to the finish line. Let's see if Hall can put the pieces back together. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all called to the pen.
Yeah, you're just wondering how many innings DL Hall is going to go. Let's see if he can get 1 and maybe Ashby for 2. He pitched last night. He gave up a 2-run homer to Andy Rodriguez, but the stuff has been there all year long, coming off the IL from that pectoral strain on the 30th of July. The stuff's been there, but the strikes have come and gone for DL Hall so far this season.
Ronnie Simon fouls that one away. He's a switch hitter. Turns around, hits right-handed for the first time. Dustin May goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2. He struck out 5. 97 pitches. Pitched to a little bit of trouble. Fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Lara's going back on it. Lara at the track makes a catch. He almost tripped. Calls that one in for the out.
And I think Luis Lara thought he was right up against the wall because, again, this is the first time this season that he's been playing here at American Family Field with that extended warning track. It's a pretty good swing by the International League AAA leader in batting average. You see he was going to jump for that?
Yeah, you're right.
Able to haul it in. He's got to get used to that warning track and wall out there and right.
It's a 5-stepper, as Mike Cameron used to call it. Most warning tracks are 3-steppers, meaning an outfielder knows you got to jump on the 3rd step, but this is a massive warning track here, and you leap on the 5th step typically.
It's a weird feeling when the warning track's extended like that. You feel a little bit naked out there. You don't know really where you're at on that warning track.
Jared Triolo's going to pinch hit. Fly ball shallow right field. Lara coming in, and he's got it, and the throw to first, and not in time. Close play. Quite the stretch by Vaughn.
I think he got him. Let's see if they challenge.
Pat Murphy's video crew taking a look and gives the indication to check this.
Milwaukee is challenging the safe call at first base.
That is the crew chief, James Hoy. And now in the hands of the replay review room in New York, our Wintrust replay review. This is going to be close. Did Gonzalez get the foot or the hand down before the ball entered the glove? I don't think so.
He got him. This is going to be an easy one. Yeah, the best replay team in all of baseball. August Sandry, Abdel Yeb. Again, pulling the right trigger right here. This is going to be an easy overturn, in my opinion.
After review, the call on the field overturned. The runner's out.
There you go.
Milwaukee retains their challenge.
It's another double play. Lara guns down an over-eager runner in Gonzalez. It cleans up the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time.
Post game coming up after the ball.
All right, Craig, thanks. Looking forward to that with Craig Kashawn and Dim Tillard. El Dim. Jared Triolo takes over at short after that pinch hit appearance. Second outfield assist for Luis Lara in his brief big league career. Man, he's got a cannon. Camilo Doval, who came to the Pirates from the Yankees prior to the trade deadline. They struck early with Doval, and he'll pitch here with the Brewers up 5-2.
Making his 3rd appearance for the Pirates. He pitched a perfect 8th inning on Monday. That was his 2nd appearance. He made his debut in Cincinnati on Sunday. Brewers looking to extend this lead against Camilo Doval. Hard thrower with a hard slider.
1-1 to Cooper Pratt. Fly ball to right. Simon. And he's got it for the out. Out number 1.
Today's tavern of the game winner is Friends on Forest Home Avenue in Greenfield. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offers courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Top of the order here is Bryce Terang. RBI single with 2 outs in the 5th. Brewers scored 2 runs in the 5th to regain the lead. You could think along with Don Kelly, Pirate manager, trying to get a starter through that 5th inning. Has a loaded bullpen today, and circumstances turned it into a 2-run frame for the Brewers, but he was pretty aggressive in rolling his starter out there after Sanchez had homered. Ashcraft struck another batter out for the 2 outs, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're thinking, well, you're in good shape. You got the number 9 hitter, but that's where the Cooper Pratt double with 2 strikes, and he didn't have Soto ready for Terang. Soto just at that point started to throw, so you bring Soto in for the 6th. Easy to go back and unpack it from here, but Turang got him for that extra run.
Yeah, it felt like it sped up a little bit on Donnie Kelly, the second-year manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Remember, he took over as an interim manager last year.
Turang skies into left field for Brian Reynolds. And the second out.
Yeah, not to throw too much shade on Donnie Kelly. He's well-liked. He's a Pittsburgh guy. He's done a great job here in Pittsburgh, kind of turning things around after, you know, a lot of losing has been taking place in Pittsburgh. I know the players like him, but yeah, it is hard to manage a Major League Baseball game, and it's very easy for things to speed up. Those little decisions can magnify themselves if it doesn't turn out.
2 up, 2 down. Jackson Churio. Doval slings one in for a strike at 98. Churio homered in the first. Wisconsin Lottery home run number 15. He's climbing that board. Bowers is the front runner with 20. Career year for Jake. Turang with 16.
He almost had another one in his last at bat. 103 miles per hour off the bat exit velocity. Usually, especially with the panels open, those tend to leave the ballpark and hung up a little bit.
Aaron Ashby preparing for the 8th. We were taking a look at bat speed after Churio's home run. Jackson Churio averages 74 miles per hour with bat speed. That's above league average, like well above, about 3 miles per hour above league average. He has one of the quickest, most violent swings going. That home run, his bat speed was 77 miles per hour. So where are you with the Churio and the speed of his bat compared to the rest of the league?
Well, when the bat speed is up there for Jackson Churio, his offensive output is just absurd. So whenever you see him take some of these swings that you're like, okay, cut it down a little bit. Well, I'm not so sure. Let it eat, let it rip, because that's when he does damage.
Yeah, swing hard.
I mean, it's just such a pretty swing too, B. It's so efficient. It's in the zone very, very early on in the swing, and then it stays through the zone forever.
I mean, you've not played this game through any level if you haven't heard a coach yell at you, hey, tone it down, level out your swing,
right.
Not so hard.
Right.
It's the opposite with Churio.
Yeah, right.
3-2. And there's ball 4. It was interesting. Somebody had popped out of the Pirates dugout. Bill Murphy, I think that's who that was. The pitching coach was, I don't know if he dropped something, but he was 2 steps out of the dugout. Not exactly sure what that was about. It ended up being a walk. I doubt Doval saw that. You're certainly not expecting that right before a pitch comes. 2-out walk. Here's Garrett Mitchell now. And there goes Churio. The pitch is a strike. Throw down to second is perfect. What a throw by Henry Davis. And Churio is cut down on a caught stealing. Mitchell will lead off in the 8th. We go to the top of the 8th. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. And by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Great crowd Thursday afternoon. Little matinee baseball here. Division rivals, Brewers Pirates. 5-2 Milwaukee. We go to the 8th, and it is Aaron Ashby on the work bench.
The last pitch on Monday, that was game 1 of the series against the Pirates. Tossed 2 scoreless innings. 2 more innings to get to this finish line. Let's see if Ash can get there for the 2-inning save.
Yeah, is it going to be Ashby for 2, or does Chad Patrick come into play, or is Trevor McGill available on a 3rd consecutive day? That's not normally what the Brewers do with their relievers, but we'll see. He looks pretty tranquilo over there right now, Trevor McGill.
I would imagine he's down, but we'll see.
Got a challenge here.
Catcher challenging the pitch.
See if Sanchez can ring the bell on one. Oh yeah, give him a strike.
Brewers will have 1 remaining.
So the Brewers have 1 left. Sanchez cost him 1 earlier. He's had 2 successful challenges, and it's 1-2 to Henry Davis. That was a pretty impressive throw by Davis to get Churio caught stealing to end the bottom of the 7th.
He leads baseball in caught stealing percentage. Henry Davis.
Cannon behind the plate. Ashby couldn't get him to bite. Nasty curveball. 2-2 now.
It's interesting when guys throw the ball out, BA, that they will tell you some of these baseballs are shaped differently, and that's sometimes what they're feeling out there. Ashby getting a fresh one.
You mean other than round?
Yeah, they can sense if they're misshapen just the slightest bit. Here's a square one. No, they're all round, spherical.
I always thought pitchers had a little gamesmanship trying to buy a little extra recovery time by throwing out the ball.
I think Trevor McGill does that.
That's just my own conspiracy theory. I don't know that for a fact. They're checking him out. Not unless round's funny. Classic line from Raising Arizona. 3-2. The tapper foul.
We were talking conspiracy theories a couple of nights ago about Antonio Senzatella in the Denver airport, but now you're bringing conspiracy back into this broadcast, BA.
I mean, just makes things a little interesting, you know. Just makes you go, Key hitter right here for Ashby. Got the top of the order coming up next. 3-2, and it is ball 4. Or did he call a strike and challenge? Yeah.
Catcher challenging the ball call.
Yeah, so Gary, he may win this one. This is right on the edge. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Bring him up.
Milwaukee will have 1 remaining.
Look at Ash. Look at Ash giving the round of applause to his catcher, Gary Sanchez, with only 1 challenge remaining. That was a big one. Take a look at Murph. Oh, a little close.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
How about an applause? Golf clap.
Nice.
I believe both players were going to challenge right there.
You think Ash was?
No, I think Davis was.
Yeah.
There's a bounce to the 3rd. Oh, and it gets by Hamilton. And Mangum is on his way to second base with a double. And so Pittsburgh puts a man on with 1 out with the muscle coming up. Let's check in with Sophia quick. What do you have, Soph?
Well, as we get into the Brewers bullpen, they did acquire JoJo Romero as the other pitcher. You see him there in the Brewers bullpen. Currently on the injured list, he had that emergency appendectomy over the All-Star break, and he shared with me he's excited to be here, ramping up his throwing program. He said it was about 2 weeks before he could even begin throwing after surgery, so a significant amount of time down. He's feeling great physically now, however. He's been out playing catch to around 120 feet, so the next steps for him will be to get off the mound and then obviously a rehab, but he is targeting hopefully middle or end of August to be activated off the injured list. But happy to be here and happy to be a Brewer.
Yeah, he's going to be a perfect fit. Brewers need a left-hander to complement Ashby. In the meantime, Ashby will continue in this multi-inning role, but JoJo Romero is a nice piece.
20 holds on the year. He can pitch at the back end of games. He knows how to win. And I would imagine most of the position players on the Milwaukee Brewers are going to be glad that he is on their team now. Not a comfy at bat.
Brandon Lau with a runner at second base. We got Reynolds due next. Brewers lead 5-2, trying to keep the Pirates down here in this 8th with their best hitters coming up. Ooh, a swing and a miss. Ashby knifes that sinker at 98 miles an hour.
Just absolute filth from the left hand of Aaron Ashby. When you can throw a sinker and get swing and miss on it, you know it's got a lot of movement down.
Missed it by a lot. Lau homered to the opposite field in the 4th inning off May. His 24th of the year. 2-2, and Sanchez gets down to block it. Mangum stays put. Count goes full.
And Gary getting the block. Our dirt camp showing him get that glove down into the 5-hole. Keeps the runner at second.
This pitch has a little tension on it right here. You got Reynolds due next. He represents the tying run. 3-2, 1 man out. Long pause by Ashby, and he got him. Wow. Struck him out. 99 with the sinker. He dialed it up. Out number 2 is a big one for Aaron Ashby.
I mean, this stuff is almost laughable how nasty this is. I mean, this is a spiked fastball in the dirt, and you get a swing and miss on it. My goodness. 99 miles per hour for the strikeout.
It's just Lau making up his mind. And now Brian Reynolds, 2 outs, runner at second. There's a strike. Saves are awarded to the pitcher who finishes the game in the 9th, 3 runs or less. But sometimes the real save opportunities come before that, and we're in one right now. Swing and a miss. Change up from Ashby. How about that swing by Reynolds?
Pretty good hitter. I mean, he gets some of the ugliest swings on his stuff. Aaron Ashby.
And another left-handed flamethrower coming in the bottom of this 8th inning in Montgomery. See if Ashby can get through this 8th. 0-2 to Reynolds. Reynolds has struck out twice. He walked and scored in the 4th inning off May. Pirates with just 5 hits. Ashby ready, the 1-2. And he got him. Aaron Ashby strikes out Lau, strikes out Reynolds, and gets out of the 8th inning. Puts up a huge 0. 5-2 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 8th at American Family Field. Now, as we head to the bottom of the 8th, Dustin May made his Brewers debut and pitched beautifully. Gave up 2 runs in the 4th inning, and then saddled up and pitched the next 2 innings without allowing a run. Jackson Churio, Gary Sanchez with solo home runs in this game, and some good 2-out hitting and some excellent defense. And the Brewers are up 5-2. Kirby Yates will get the ball for Pittsburgh, one of the new acquisitions. Pirates did have Montgomery up if the game got closer or tied perhaps. But Ashby got through it. And now Yates facing Garrett Mitchell.
Yeah, the newly acquired 39-year-old Kirby Yates. Pittsburgh Pirates are the 8th major league team he's pitched for, and he threw 11 pitches in a perfect 8th inning in his debut on Tuesday. Trying to keep it here for the Pirates. Brewers have other ideas.
Mitchell has used that elite sprint speed today on a couple of occasions. Hits that one into left, slicing out to Reynolds. Out number 1.
They get the next Brewers local artist hat at the game Tuesday, August 18th for the first 10,000 fans through the gates, courtesy of Hupy and Abraham. The hat features an original design by Racine-based artist Rick Stoltz. Get seats at brewers.com/giveaways.
Rockin' Robin.
Love that hat.
It's got that Robin Yount number. Thus the Robin.
We don't have one up here for me to take home.
The bird. There's a strike. You'll get your hands on one. Vinny always comes up. At the end of the year, we're going to have to do a full audit in Vinny's garage.
In the back of my car, everything. Brock will probably grab that one.
All the empty O&H Kringle boxes, all the giveaway items, the bobbleheads, all of our missing iPhone chargers.
Oh, BA.
0-2 to Andrew Vaughn with 1 away. In and out of the glove of Davis. So we were wondering about the decision whether Ashby for 2 or Chad Patrick into that closer's role, and it looks like Chad Patrick is going to have the 9th inning.
Yeah, this is going to be 3 out of 4 days for Chad Patrick.
Does have 4 saves this year. And Vaughn, a swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down for Yates. Still at it at age 39 in his 12th year in the big leagues.
He has some deception, hides the ball, slings it from that low 3/4 slot, and gets Andrew Vaughn to climb the ladder.
Grew up in Hawaii. He's had a nice career. Made an all-star team one year as a member of the Padres. Yelich takes a strike.
Had 39 saves that year, didn't he?
41 actually. He led the majors in saves that year. He was an all-star in San Diego. Had a 33 save season with the Rangers in his other year as an all-star. And not bad for a guy who really couldn't get an opportunity. He didn't make it to the big leagues till he was 27. And here he is still at it at age 39.
Yeah, he's got some gray in the beard.
He's a great guy too. Had a lot of good conversations through the years with Kirby Yates. Yelich takes a called strike 3. Inning is over and the stage is set for Chad Patrick. Brewers trying to take 3 out of 4 from the Pirates. Patrick on and Brewers lost the opener of this series Monday. They have come roaring back, won the next 2, and a chance to make it 3 in a row over the Buccos, who had some ownage on the Brewers this year, winning 6 of the first 7 games of the season series. So with a beat up bullpen right now, Chad Patrick steps in to the closer's role here this afternoon.
He pitched in the 6th inning in last night's game, walked 1, punched 2, and now he's pitching in the 9th. Going for his 5th save of the season. He's had 2 traditional saves and 2 3-inning saves so far this season. And he's been throwing the ball very, very well. Let's see if he can continue that run here against the Pirates.
Nice boost of confidence too to have Patrick in this closer's role. Aaron Ashby did the heavy lifting getting through Mangum, Lau, and Reynolds. Struck out Lau and Reynolds with Mangum at second base. Ashby had 3 Ks in his scoreless 8th inning. Andy Rodriguez was a click on the bat from a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. It was a fly out to right. Dustin May ended up with 6. He's in line for the win in his Brewers debut. He was excellent today. And a couple of things working against Dustin May. The extra layoff. Had been a week and a day since his last start. Obviously all of the adrenaline, hype, distractions of being with a new team, trying to get comfortable. 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts for Dustin May. Very well done. Brewers play excellent defense behind him. Pirates have run into a couple of outs. They've made 2 outs on the bases. Brewers also have a couple of unusual double plays. That's in there. A called strike 3. Got a challenge here by Rodriguez.
Batter challenging the strike call.
And Gary's like, are you kidding me? I mean, right down the middle. Yeah.
Gary said,
Pittsburgh will have 1 remaining.
you can't waste your challenges. Pod calling the kettle black
that's
right
what
there,
I do,
but it
yeah.
works.
And big first out for Chad Patrick to get on the sinker to a pretty hot hitter. He's challenged the ball right down the middle, and Gary's probably laughing.
Use him or lose him, I suppose, but great pitch from Patrick. Froze him. Now Spencer Horwitz. Patrick just continues to impress.
Yeah, and I talked to Nestor Corridor before the game, and I even talked to Chad Patrick in the clubhouse a couple of days ago. He said that his new throwing partner is Nestor Corridor, and he said Corbin Burns was Nestor Corridor's throwing partner, helped him really refine that cutter and lock it in, and that's been the case ever really since Las Vegas. That bad outing in Las Vegas, and Chad Patrick has been just exceptional with executing that cut fastball.
0-2 the count on Horwitz. And an RBI single off May in the 4th. Pirates scored both of their runs in that 4th inning. Only 5 hits in this game. Patrick ready for the 0-2. Roll over ground ball foul. Yeah, when you talk about throwing partner, one of the philosophical differences in the Brewers and a lot of the other teams is like every toss made, every throw made by these pitchers, especially relievers outside of the game, is for a purpose. And there's a called strike 3. Horwitz is going to challenge this. This will be much closer.
Batter challenging the strike call.
And the result on the big board, Horwitz will remain.
Pittsburgh will have 1 remaining.
Yeah, just below the zone.
And the count is 1-2.
Think about what you got to do as a pitcher. You have to reset, thinking you struck a guy out, and then you have to watch the replay come in and then reset yourself. But you're right, playing catch isn't just playing catch here with the Milwaukee Brewers. They do it with intent. They're trying to build muscle memory, take it from catch play out to the mound.
It is clearly working for Chad Patrick. As a reliever, he has turned into a different kind of pitcher. He was such a good starting pitcher for the Brewers last year. Pitched out of the bullpen in the postseason, but he's in the full reliever mindset now, which suits him. Count goes 3-2, and Patrick loses Horwitz. We go from a strikeout after a challenge. It's a 1-out walk. Brewers have had some timely defensive plays in this game, Vinny.
Yeah, check out this play by Bryce Terang on the double play. Garrett Mitchell, probably the play of the game because this is going to limit the damage in that inning. And then another double play by Luis Lara. This play was called safe, then challenged to complete the double play.
3 Pittsburgh base runners eliminated from the base paths in this game.
If the Brewers go on to win this one, that play by Garrett Mitchell to throw out Endy Rodriguez at third base was absolutely massive for the first out of that inning.
Nick Gonzalez singled to right his last time up. That was on DL Hall. May hit him with a 2-strike pitch in the second inning. And that one is going to find some grass. And the Pirates aren't dead yet. Tying run's going to come to the plate. Horwitz walks. Nick Gonzalez singles. First and second, 1 away.
It's a cutter, a good location in terms of east-west and where it was on the plate on the corner, but wants it elevated. That's when he's going to get worse reaction from the hitter. So coming out to talk to Chad Patrick, probably just about that.
Those last 3 outs are the toughest to get. And Patrick in the deep waters now with a tying run coming up in Ronnie Simon. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. Sean Barber, the home plate umpire, out to break up the meeting. Simon has been a great hitter at the minor league level at AAA. Just his second game in the big leagues. He's 0 for 3 today. He sent Lara back to the track just in front of the wall in the 7th. He is a switch hitter. Brewers set up for a double play ball, which would end this game if Patrick can get one on the ground. And it's a liner, right 2 on a hop. Terang to Pratt, and safe is the call. Bang, bang. Straight to the video monitor we go. Is it going to be first and third, or is it going to end this game? Pat Murphy says challenge. It was a 1-hopper.
Milwaukee is challenging the safe call at first.
Terang and Pratt turn it over quickly. Simon could motor down the line.
Yeah, that kid can run. He has 33 stolen bases in AAA this season, and Pratt turns this with a cannon to first.
Oh, yeah. This
he's
game's
out.
going to be over. You're going to hear an announcement from crew chief James Hoy. This crowd will let you know. They just show it on the big board now.
After review, runners out.
And the game is over. It's a double play to end it. Chad Patrick, with his 5th save, makes a winner out of Dustin May in his Brewers debut. And the Brewers play a fundamentally sound game, get a couple of home runs, and they win it 5-2 and take 3 out of 4 from the Buccos.
Yeah, and after losing game 1 of this series where they didn't particularly look that good, the Brewers go ahead and take the last 3 games of this series, win the series, and what a great job by Dustin May getting a quality start. The Brewers bullpen needed it. Chad Patrick shuts the door. Big home runs from Churio and El Gary. What a good win by the Brewers, a good series win.
Brewers shaking hands. And their 72nd win of the year, 72-43, folks. Best record in baseball, and the best record they've ever had at this point of a schedule. What a ball club. Brewers take 3 out of 4. Craig Cashon, Tim Dillard standing by. Sophia down there with interviews.